Okay, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? We're going to talk about a movie from, the past. It's called Flubber. It's a real good Robin Williams movie. It's funny. There's lots of crazy things that you wouldn't think that they should put in a movie, but this one was based on a mindless professor, 1961. It was Walt Disney's production. That was pretty good. At least this is when they were actually making good movies instead of putting politics in them. This movie was made to strictly entertain. It wasn't made to send a message anywhere. Should do that in between takes, but this is supposed to be a science fiction comedy, and I think it was because this guy Flubber, Robin Williams, was a mad scientist working in his garage, working for a school too, and he was trying to design his compound to save his college, and it turned out to be rubbery and bouncy and had all kinds of fun. When he went to test it out, he put it on his shoes and bounced out through the ceiling. At the same time, he's trying to prepare for a wedding, his wedding, and he keeps forgetting going through it. So this turns out to be a pretty comedy. The neighborhood called him the wacky professor, all kinds of fun stuff. He helped the school with this compound they called Flubber. He made cars fly. He made students fly on a basketball team. The vintage Ford Thunderbird, it flew all the way over to Ford, actually, from wherever his college was. And it was Medfield College. So it flew all the way across the country, all the way over to the Ford offices, and it was all kinds of fun. He was outside, and all kinds of crazy stuff happened outside, flying into that 100th floor window, showing that the car could be, all that. People tried to steal it from him a couple times. He had a little funny robot that flew around the house. This was an actual pretty good little movie. It was funny. They did a real good job with it, and I'm trying to get this one to go a little longer. But this professor, he made this this concoction, this compound, and it did save the school. He missed his wedding date 3 times. His girlfriend, fiancée, had to join him in the lab to make sure that he made his wedding date. And, he had all kinds of little inventions running around his house to do all kinds of stuff. And it turned out to be, a funny movie. This is one of those that I went on date nights with in the movie theaters. And, some of the things that he did, were an obsessed person's way of doing things. And the Ford Thunderbird, that was funny when it flew across the country with her in it. They did all kinds of things in that car that we can't speak of on YouTube. But, you can watch the movie and find out. Yeah, I don't even know if this is one of those that you can get any more to watch on the streaming chat services. You may have to go on and buy it in DVD form or watch it that way, because that's still a viable form of movies, and that's the way I do it. Still, I watch digital, but I've got DVDs I watch more, like this one, and older movies. I've got some movies from 1861 that I watch on a regular basis. So this isn't really an old movie. But yeah, in the basketball arena, they had guys bouncing all the way up to the shoe. He put it on his shoes and he couldn't stop bouncing across the floor when he tapped the right foot, and the thing just, lots of power, flew him around the house. and all kinds of stuff. And next thing you know, they have him walking on the roof. Oh, that's a different movie. Sorry. So this was a good little fun movie, and I enjoyed doing it. I don't know watching it. I don't know if you'd enjoy doing it or even want to hear about this older movie, but they got a golf cart, bowling, and all kinds of fun stuff in this, and basketball and sports and all over the place, testing out this Flubber. Now you really should go watch it because this was a real good movie. The production company on this was Walt Disney Pictures when they were actually still making good movies, and a $300 billion company. Now they're not so much. The Bella Vista Pictures was the one that distributed this movie. It was a fun little comedy, I'll tell you. Then it came out on November 16th in Pennsylvania, 1997. It's not as old as I thought. And 1997 and November 26th, it came out to the rest of the United States. So I guess they had to test it in the market. It's 93 minutes long. It's a United States film. It's English, and it's the budget was $180 million. At the box office, they made $178 million. And they did a pretty good job. So it's $178 million. That's a little over breaking even, considering they probably don't add the advertisement and all that stuff in there and make that taken care of. And we're going good now. Flying cars, the wave of the future. If we were to invent Flubber, in 1987. So anyway, take care. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, and we'll watch all of them. But who knows? We'll talk to you later. Bye now.